Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Shaunneka and today I have a gentle morning yin yoga practice for the whole body, full body practice. This practice is gentle, it's meant to refresh, energize, and just get you ready for your day. In the practice today, I do drop in a little bit of mobility work in some of the poses to really get us into those nooks and crannies, some areas that might be feeling a little bit tighter, and we do a lovely, very lovely shake at the end of the practice. I hope you stick around for that and let me know how you feel after doing the shake. Shaking is one of my favorite things to do, especially after the practice. Gets rid of any stagnant energy and just leaves you feeling very blissful and relaxed. Of course, if you're unfamiliar with doing yin first thing in the morning, it is beneficial because the body is so cold. So it allows for a little bit of a tighter pull on your ligaments, which will help to increase your flexibility and mobility over time. So my hope is at the end of this practice and after our shake at the end that you're able to float off your mat and into your day and just have a better day because of it. There are no props required and I will see you on the mat. Starting with our toe squat, so finding a tabletop position and tucking your toes under and behind you. Big toes to touch if they can, and then bearing your weight back onto your heels. Dragging the pinky toes forward. And of course, if it's too much to bear your weight on your ankles or on your heels, you can always drop down to your palms periodically and then join us again. So closing the eyes. Let's draw the shoulders up towards the ears and down the back. Notice if you're gripping or you're trying to hold yourself up with your shins, and just really try to relax, soften. So finding just a little bit of movement for these last few breaths here. You're dropping your left ear to your left shoulder, chin to chest, right ear, right shoulder. Drop the head back and around. And switching directions. And from here, bringing the head back upright, we'll just move into a little bit of the arms for these last few breaths. So taking your left hand off the left side of your mat. So your bum might lift just a little bit off of your heels. Let's take that right arm, swing it up, back, and around. And as you open up the chest. Really trying to exaggerate the movement. Switching direction. So back, up, and around. Back, up, and around. And now we'll take the right hand off the mat and rotate that left arm. So left arm comes up, open up the chest, open the armpit. Feel that nice stretch in the left side body and back around. And we'll switch directions here. Back up, down and around. And from here, coming all the way back to your heels for these last two breaths. Nice big inhale. And sigh it out. One more inhale. And let it go. Gently rock forward and untuck the toes. So taking the time you need, rotate the ankles, wiggle the toes, just getting some life back into the feet. You can tap the toes on top of the mat. And we'll just counter stretch that now. So stretching everything just below the knee, top of the shin, top of the foot. So this time you're pressing your toenails into the floor and bearing your weight again back onto your heels. And you can stay here. We'll be taking 3 breaths. Otherwise, you can sprinkle your fingertips beside you and gently lift your knees towards your chest. For 3. For 2. Inhale here. And gently lower on the exhale. Rock forward and untuck. Maybe extend one leg back and the other. From here, finding frog. So bringing your knees as wide as the mat. And then just notice if you're rocking your weight forward, you want to rock your weight back. Glance over your shoulders and make sure your knees and your toes are pointing in the same direction. So tilting the tailbone up towards the ceiling as you gently rock your weight back and then coming down onto your forearms. And then right away, just notice if you're gripping the inner thighs, if you're squeezing your pelvic floor, really try to soften, relax. Let the belly go, let the belly be soft. Coming into our last few breaths here. Let's take our last 2 breaths. Nice big inhale. And sigh it out. One more inhale. And let it go. Very gently, right from where you are, just inchworm yourself forward. You can bring your belly to the floor. Leave the legs as they are. Just extend the arms forward, palms face up, and just let the head rest. Breathing into the low back. And gently from here, lift the gaze, coming up onto your forearms. And you want your feet about as wide as your mat, so you might not need to adjust them. They might be good as is. Otherwise, bringing them as wide as the mat if need be. Ensuring that your shoulders are in line with your elbows. You can bring your hands to prayer, and then pulling the skin of your elbows back to draw your chest through. Everything below the waist is nice and soft. You can stay here for the duration of Sphinx, or maybe you like to bend the knees. So if you'd like to stretch the top or the front of the neck, you simply drop your head back, close your mouth, and push your tongue to the roof of the mouth. You can look left and right, feeling the gentle pull, front of the neck. So coming into our last few breaths, you can stay here or turning your palms to the top two corners of your mat, gently pushing down into your palms to lift your forearms. And if your knees are bent, this is going to be a little bit more intense, so maybe just backing off before you start. Last few breaths here. And again, making sure you're not squeezing your glutes. Let's take our last two breaths here. And every inhale, think about bringing the breath right up underneath your armpits. Inhale. And sigh it out. One more inhale. Gently lower the legs. Lower all the way down into the forearms. Being very, very gentle. Stack palm on palm and let the forehead rest. Nice deep breaths into the belly, to the low back. Gently lifting the gaze. Push into your palms. Come all the way up to a tabletop. Walk your knees in. Knees come out wide, big toes touch. Finding yourself in a child's pose. So sending your hips back towards your heels. Walk your hands forward. And today we're going to turn our palms to face up. So stretching the underside of the arm. Nice deep breaths. Last few breaths here. Let's take our last two breaths, and you can turn your palms so your palms are pressing into the mat this time. Inhale. And side out. One more inhale. And let it go. Gently, gently bringing your hands by your side. Push all the way back up. Draw the shoulders up towards your ears, down the back. Taking your hands behind you, interlace the fingers. Push your knuckles into your low back. Puff up through the chest as you squeeze your shoulder blades together first. Then squeeze your elbows together. For 3. That nice opening in the shoulders, the arms. For 2. And 1. Gently release. From here, we'll make our way down onto our backs. So we'll be making our way into a twist from here, but instead of keeping the knees bent, we're going to straighten the legs so that we can get into the hamstrings. So setting ourselves up, pushing down into your feet, pick up your hips, swing them to the right and set them back down onto the mat. Bring your arms out to that T position, draw your knees in towards your chest, and then drop your knees down and over to the left. From here, you're going to straighten the right leg and bringing the left hand on top of the right knee. And of course, you can straighten both legs if you prefer. And then just notice if your right hip is scrunching up towards you, you're looking to draw your right hip down and away. So you're widening the gap between your lower right rib cage and right hip. Last few breaths here. Let's take our last 2 breaths. Nice big inhale. And sigh it out. One more inhale. And let it go. If you have the legs straightened, gently bend the knees. Draw the knees back in towards the chest and gently rock. We'll repeat all of this on the other side. So bringing the feet back to the floor, push down into your feet, pick up your hips and swing them to the left and then set them back down. Bring your arms out to that T position, draw the knees in towards the chest and down and over to the right. You're going to straighten the left leg, and of course, you can straighten the right leg as well. And then looking to make space between your hip, left hip, and left rib. Last few breaths here. Let's take our last 2 breaths here. Nice big inhale. And sigh it out. One more inhale. And let it go. You had the legs straight. Gently bend the knees. Draw the knees back in towards the chest. Gently rock side to side. And to finish, just before Shavasana, we're going to shake. If you haven't shaken before, it might feel a little funny, might feel a little weird, but I guarantee at the end of it, the benefits and the feeling, the sensation is very worth it. So let's bring our legs up, arms up. And we're just allowing your shoulders to drop back into the socket so everything is nice and relaxed. And so from here, we're going to vigorously shake. You're shaking your arms, your hands, your legs, your feet. And we're going to do this for about 30 seconds or so. So just start off slow and then pick up the pace, start shaking, getting anything out. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold. Of course, you can go ahead and bend the knees. Bring your arms down by your side. Extend your legs down the length of the mat for your Shavasana. And it might feel as though every cell in your body is dancing. So feeling free to stay here for as long as you'd like. Otherwise, inviting little flickers of movement back into the body, wiggling the fingers, the toes, rotating the ankles, the wrists. Let's interlace the fingers, take the arms up overhead, nice long body stretch. Reach, 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 reach. And on the exhale, let it go. Bend the knees one by one. And today, let's draw the knees in towards the chest. Gently rock side to side. And we'll just rock and roll up and down the length of our spine about 3 times or so. So gently rock up and back. Do one more. And rocking yourself all the way up to a seat. So with your eyes closed, finding a nice tall spine. Let's draw the shoulders up towards the ears, down the back. Just humbly bow your chin in towards your chest. Let's take a nice big inhale to fill up. Open the mouth and let it go. Gently opening the eyes. I hope you enjoyed this gentle morning yin yoga practice. I hope you're feeling energized, refreshed, and you're ready to float your way off your mat and into your day. If you did enjoy the practice, like, subscribe, share it with friends and family, and I will see you back here again soon for another practice.